everyone, it's Amber, and today I'm going to be doing my October wrap-up and November TBR. So this month has actually been one of the best reading months that I've had in a really long time, because lately I have not been reading a lot in the past year because of school and everything. I've been getting very distracted with all of the work that I have to do. Actually, I have a research paper due in 2 days and I've barely started it. Anyway, I'm just gonna get right into the wrap-up. This month I read 2 books, well, 2 and like a half books, because I started another book that I didn't end up finishing. The first book that I finished this month was City of Ghosts by Victoria Schwab, which I really enjoyed. I gave this one a 3.5 out of 5 stars. This is actually Victoria Schwab's middle grade series. This is the first one that just came out. It follows this girl and she basically had a near-death experience, and now she can see and communicate with ghosts and cross the veil over to the other side. Her family also writes supernatural investigation books, and they delve into the history behind it and everything. So they go to Scotland in this one and explore Scotland and like the ghost stories behind it. And this book was such a cute like October Halloween read. It was adorable. It definitely felt like a Disney movie to me. I love all of the unique concepts that Victoria Schwab thinks of. I'm currently reading Vicious and I'm loving it, and I just love how different all of her books are and all of the concepts that she thinks of, because I would never be able to think of stuff like this, and I'm very envious of her for being able to. I gave this book a 3.5 out of 5 stars. I really enjoyed it for what it was. I liked that it was middle grade, fun, kind of a more adventure-based story, and I loved the fact that it was in Scotland. I've actually never read a book that was set in Scotland before, so I really enjoyed this as my first experience with it, and this makes me want to go to Scotland even more. And it definitely brought me those Halloween vibes that I was craving. I just love light-hearted Halloween things like Halloween Town and like, you know, those kind of Disney Channel movie vibes, I guess. But I really enjoyed this book. The next one I read is it was so good. I read Every Heart a Doorway by Shauna Maguire. This book was so beyond my expectations for it. I just, you know, casually went onto my Overdrive, saw it was available on audio, and took out the audiobook for this book. And I actually really did enjoy the audiobook, so I would definitely recommend listening to this on audio if you would like to, but also reading it physically, you'll get the same effect, I'm assuming. But the audiobook was good for this book, so if you're looking for a good audiobook, I definitely recommend this book. But this book basically follows these children who go to this school for wayward children, who are kids that went to other worlds and didn't want to leave but then got kicked out of them, so they went through these doorways to these other dimensions and these other worlds like Alice in Wonderland or stuff like that, and they come back and then they don't really know how to navigate the world as it is now. It's so good. I think that the writing of this book was exactly what I needed at that time, because I just was looking for something that had very beautiful, luscious like description and everything, and like interesting characters that I had, like that I hadn't felt like I'd read already, that I could connect to and like, I don't know, explore more. And this book definitely gives you that. The characters are very unique and very interesting. They're all such misfits in this world, and they all don't really fit in our worlds, and they don't fit together either, except for the fact that they all went to other worlds, but all of their worlds were so different that they don't really get along fully together either. And it's so interesting, and it's so cool to see it from like a psychological, sociological perspective, I guess, and see how they're all so unique and different from each other and from us. And I just kept thinking the whole time, like, what if Feyre got locked out of Prythian and couldn't ever go back and see Rhysand again, and like what effect would that have on her as a character? I don't know. I was just thinking about other characters that I've read that have gone into other worlds, and what if they could never go back to this world? But yeah, anyway, I gave this a 4.25 out of 5 stars. Absolutely adored it. I loved it. So good. I really want to read the next one soon. The book that I started and didn't finish was Strange Grace. I DNF'd this for now. I was really looking forward to reading this. Basically, it is about this village that sells basically themselves to the devil, and every single every 7 years they have to send their best boy into the forest and sacrifice him to the devil, and he either survives or he doesn't. And it follows 3 different characters. Number 1 is the current best boy, number 2 is the daughter of one of the previous best boys and one of the graces, which is like a witch, and then the other one is a boy that his mother forced him to live as a girl because she didn't want him to be sacrificed. I was enjoying this book a lot, but first of all, my overdrive thing on it ran out, so I couldn't finish it. And second of all, it was very much like a lot of description and not a lot of dialogue, and I felt like some of the description was unnecessary and that there was a lot of it for certain things. And some of it I found very beautiful and lyrical and pretty, but other parts I felt like it was just going on and on. And I wasn't looking forward to reading the book and picking it up because it was just going very slow at the point that I was at. It, like, nothing was happening, but like a bunch of stuff was happening. I don't know how to explain it. Like, I felt like nothing significant was really happening and they were just like waiting for stuff to happen. So stuff was happening in the characters' heads, but like nothing was really happening. I would still like to pick this book up at some point because I think that it definitely does have potential and I definitely want to see how it ends. But for now, I'm DNFing it because I don't have the subscription anymore, and also I just wasn't enjoying it at the time because I needed something a bit more fast-paced than the book that I was reading. So I DNF'd that for now, but I didn't hate it, and I definitely would like to go back to it, but for now it just wasn't what I was in the mood for. Okay, so now moving on, I'm going to do my November TBR, which is already in progress because it is November 13th currently, so I have started my TBR. The first book that I'm currently reading is Vicious by Victoria Schwab. This basically follows these 2 characters named Victor and Eli, and it follows them in the present and then 10 years ago when they were in college. And they're both like science majors, and they both had to come up with like a thesis, and they find out that they kind of go together. One of them is about like adrenaline and how that affects the body and how it affects like life and death situations, and then the other one is about extraordinary people and how people get powers and become like, you know, the X-Men. So basically in the present they are currently enemies and they hate each other, and in the past in college it's showing like the progression through like the experiments and everything like that, and how where they are now came to be. So it's very, very interesting so far. I'm really enjoying the characters and the bouncing back between past and present. I'm finding that very, very interesting in a very cool way to just it just is very gripping because you want to know what's happening in the present chapters and you really want to know what's happening in the past chapters and how they got to where they are and everything. So I'm really, really enjoying this so far. I'm actually buddy reading this with Sammy over at Bookish Sammy, so definitely go check out her channel. I love her. She is one of my best booktube friends, so definitely go check her out. But we've marked pages that we want to get to every day. And I'm a little bit behind currently. Right now it's Tuesday and I should be at 270, but I am only at 140, so we will see if I can catch up. But moral of the story is I'm really, really enjoying this, and I'm hoping to finish it by the end of this week, but we'll see. The next book on my TBR is The Demon King by Cinda Williams Chima. This is a fantasy series, and this is the first one, and it follows this guy and this girl, and the girl is a princess of the queendom, and the guy lives in like an impoverished family, and he's like a thief and like a street rat basically. And in some way they come together and there's magic involved, and that's kind of all I know about it, but I'm excited to discover the magic system. I'm currently listening to it on audio, so I don't have the physical book, but I do have the physical book at my house, so I'm going to go grab that when I go home for Thanksgiving and then start reading the physical book and the audiobook, and then hopefully I'll finish that as soon as possible and finish it this month. So we will see how that goes. But I feel like that book is going to give me like really great fall winter vibes because I really want to read like a nice fantasy series and just like get addicted to it, and I feel like this is the one. Like I feel like I can do it with this one. The next book is a book that has been on a lot of my TBRs, and that is Lady Midnight by Cassandra Clare, which for some reason I just cannot ever get into this, but I really, really want to get to this soon. this is like the companion to the Mortal Instruments. Everyone else has read it but me, so I really don't have to give a description probably, but it's the companion series basically to the Mortal Instruments, and it takes place after it, and I can't get into it for some reason, but I really would love to read this soon, because the next book in the trilogy comes out soon and I have not even started it, and I would love to be in with the hype with everybody, so I'm hoping that over Thanksgiving break I can get a good way through this. I don't think I'm going to finish it this month, but as long as I finish it by December, like the middle of December, I think I will be fine. So I want to start this. I'm getting a little ambitious this month, so we have more. I also have A Court of Frost and Starlight by Sarah J. Maas. This came out a little while ago and I actually started it, and it's super short, so I just kind of threw it on my TBR because I just want to, you know, feel accomplished and be caught up with this series. I'm kind of like iffy about the fact that she's been writing more books in the series because I really like the way that it ended, and I feel like I didn't need any more even though I love these characters, but I think this will just be like a fun read about the characters and I'm excited to read it. The final book on my very ambitious TBR, considering the fact that I've only read like 3 books this year, is Seafire by Natalie C. Parker. This I just got the other day at the bookstore. Basically follows a female pirate ship crew. I know a male comes on board and they're kind of trying to decide whether to let him on or not, and they have to defeat this other ship or something, and I just feel like this is going to be really fun, so I want to read it. I've heard great things about it, and I read Daughter of the Pirate King and I really loved that book, and it was so fun, and everyone says that this is better than that one, so we'll see what I think. I don't know, I really liked that one, so hopefully this one will actually be better than it, because then I will be blown away and hopefully I'll really enjoy this. So those are all of the books on my TBR, and those are all the books that I read in October. I wish I could have read more spooky books, but I didn't get to them. So definitely let me know what you guys' TBR is, because I would love to know. I know mine's a bit ambitious and I probably won't finish all of them, but I'm just gonna think positively and hopefully I can finish at least 3. That's the goal, maybe, hopefully 3. We'll see. Future Amber will have to check in and see if I finish 3 books. We'll see. But yeah, so that is it for this video. I make videos every Monday and Thursday, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!
Words that I say, downtown the lights out but we choose to stay. I don't know where this may go.